So Jamal Muhammad, he's the founder and CEO of Consumer Capital. That's his agency and organization. He's done some incredible things in his career. He started in 2008 in the insurance business, and everywhere he's been the number one recruiter of every company, numerous recruiting awards with numerous companies. He's done so many amazing things. And when he was brought on board to FinFit, his current partnership in terms of, recruiting and building, he's personally, in 3 months, just did this in 3 months, personally onboarded over 400 agents, 400 agents by himself in 3 months, while simultaneously producing with his agency 1,000 apps. And he still writes apps himself. Matter of fact, the other day, what I was most impressed by him, why I came up with this idea, him and I were talking and just talking business and talking about ideas. And, he just has an unbelievable passion and he makes no excuses. I said, what's your secret? He goes, I make no excuses. He goes, I'm right now home. And he can add a little bit more to the story, but he had his newborn baby with him. And apparently his nanny called out sick. He says, I still, recruited, I think he said three agents or 2 agents today and still wrote 3 apps. I thought that was incredible. He's got by far of anyone I've met in the business, the best attitude, by far the best work ethic, and this man can recruit like no other. Let's welcome Mr. Jamal Muhammad. Jamal, are you there?
I am, Tony. I am here. Can you hear me?
All right, I'm here, Jamal. We definitely can hear you, brother. Right, and we got our notes ready and our pens ready. We're ready to roll.
Well, thank you so much, Tony, for having me this morning. I'm graciously humble about the opportunity to share some things that has taken place in my career and some things that we're still looking to get accomplished. You guys obviously know who Tony is, but I got the honor to meet him a little while ago. In meeting Tony, I was very, very impressed in his business acumen, his vision, his energy, and where he was taking his company. And so I wanted to align myself with Tony. So Tony, thank you for the opportunity to speak to your organization this morning or some of your team this morning. And we could take it from here.
Yeah, Jamal, I'm going to tell you, I appreciate that, man. And we have a mutual respect for each other, and I appreciate those kind words. And your background, how did you get started, in the business? Can you tell us a little bit about that real quick?
Sure. So, this is in 1999. I worked at the law library, and I wanted to become a lawyer, but I worked in the law library in contracts, and I read all these books on contracts just by working in the law library. And I wanted, then I said, just creating my own company or becoming an entrepreneur became a seed at that particular time. Well, a little fast forward that time, I got married and I had my first daughter. And a buddy of mine named Eric, I said, I was broke, guys. I was barely eating. We lived in a studio apartment here in the south side of Chicago. And I saw a partner of mine named Eric, and I said, Eric, man, I need a job. And Eric referred me to Scudder Kemper Investments, Deutsche Bank, at that particular time. And what I was so fascinated is I was a transfer agent. I would see accounts from my clients. And you would see accounts with 500,000, 300,000, $1 million, 2 million, 5 million, even 8 figures, 10, 12, $15 million in their accounts. And I always wondered at that particular time, how did people get that type of money in their accounts? Because where I'm from, people didn't have that type of money, and I had never, ran into anybody even remotely close to have that type of money. And so I fell in love with the financial industry. I fell in love with wanting that same information for my community, for my people, so that we could have the same opportunity. And so fast forward that, that's how I started my career. I started my career as a financial advisor, and then soon thereafter, in 2008, I just looked at the video with you with Andy Young. I actually been to an Andy Young event in North Carolina back in 09, but in 08, I wanted to get into this. I wanted to make additional income. I had a buddy of mine who knew that I was aggressive in recruiting, in talent acquisition. And he said to me, did I want to make some additional income? And at that particular time, I wanted to. And
did we lose you, Jamal?
I wanted to make additional income, and I got into the insurance business. And so hence that particular time, it's been nothing but a great opportunity to be in the insurance business. But that's a little bit of my start. I fell in love with the financial industry, and then as an entrepreneur.
Thank you. Thank you. So, how would you describe briefly your passion for this business? And also what motivates you? Because I wanted to get that out there, because not many people I've met in this business are like you, man. And you have an unbelievable passion. Man, you're always motivated. Where do you get that from?
You just said it earlier when you just was talking about people that come from nothing. See, I know early on, I just made 49 last week. I knew early on in life, and my parents was working people. They went to jobs, they had jobs, 9-to-5 jobs. Well, what I knew early on in life is that if I wanted to make anything happen, it was going to be on me. I knew early on, and I noticed today, I knew early on if I was going to do anything special in life, just like any of these other 28 people on this call, then it was going to be up to me. I knew that early on. And so I knew that having a work ethic it was my foundation. Coming from poverty, I'm not disillusioned by what it takes, because nobody gave me nothing. Nobody gave me an opportunity. No one left a trust fund for me. No one left mutual funds for me. No one left a $500,000, $1 million trust for me. So I knew that if I wanted that type of lifestyle that's afforded me today and previous, that it was going to be on me. And so that passion to help people, that passion to add value to other people, that passion to lead is what fuels me every single day. I am fueled and I'm money motivated, but I'm more excited about giving the opportunity. I'm more passionate about, as Zig Ziglar would say, help others get what they want, and in turn, you get what you want. And I know there's hundreds and thousands of people that need an opportunity, that want life-changing events to happen in their life. They want to improve their life, and the passion to help and lead that cause is what champions me to get up every day and fight for it.
Awesome, man. And you made a comment the other day. It was a one-word statement, or not one, it was a one-phrase statement. You said, "I said your secret." You said, "I make no excuses." Can you elaborate on that real quick?
Sure, Tony. You don't really know this either. I have some health challenges. Again, I come from poverty. I don't come from anything. I have some health challenges. I talked about the other day when I was holding my 4-month-old baby, and I still recruited a couple people that day and wrote a few apps. I just have a no excuse mentality. I'm not interested in the blaming him or her, or, I hold myself accountable. I do a lot of reading. They say you are who you associate with, the books you read and the meetings you attend. And when I look at successful people, when I read Think and Grow Rich a long time ago, and it categorized all of these successful business people. One thing they had in common was they had a no excuse mentality. So I want to pattern myself after that. And if I want the life, and if you want the life, and somebody can hear the sound of my voice, want the life that they desire, that's envisioned in their head or in our heads, there has to be a no excuse mentality. It's 8 inches of snow that came down this morning. That's not going to stop me. My stomach hurting, that's not going to stop me. Oh, I got a headache, that's not going to stop me. You told me some inspiring story the other day about something with yourself. And, people who win, winners have a no excuse mentality. Winners get the job done. And so that's ingrained in me because I've studied the winners. I studied Kobe Bryant and having a no excuse mentality. And I just employ that because there's a lifestyle that I want. There's a lifestyle that I desire. And to get that type of lifestyle, it takes a no excuse mentality.
Thank you, Jamal. And, to have that lifestyle, you and I have talked many times, and that's something I've tried to convey this message to many of our team members over the years. To get to where you want to be in this business, something I learned from Art Williams, Bernard Rappaport, W. Clement Stone, Jack London, and many other greats in this business. I'm talking about people that have made, in excess of $1 billion, in equity and commissions and renewals combined. I've been telling my team about having an equity stake, which now, that's been laid in their lap in terms of not just making commissions, not just making renewals, but having equity stake. The key determining factor, okay, Jamal, in living that lifestyle and getting to that next level. I'm not talking about getting just to making $1 million a year. How do I gain 10 million, 20 million, 40 million of equity and beyond? It's recruiting. Why is recruiting? Because I'm trying to help people understand recruiting. As Art Williams used to say, recruiting versus selling is like a jet airplane against a Model T racing across the United States. If you want to escalate your success in this business, it's got to be recruiting. Why is recruiting critical to your success? To live that lifestyle.
Yeah, it's only everything, Guy. You talk about equity. I wasn't there when A.L. Williams formed with Commercial Credit, and they formed Citi and ended up going public. He cashed out with $2 billion. And there was a guy named Bobby Buisan that I was with in Colorado Springs, Colorado at the Broadmoor. He was worth over $400 million from those transactions. I wasn't there when Aegon and did the deal with WFG and that whole deal. I wasn't there. Okay, I wasn't there when Arby's bought out Buffalo Wild Wings for $2 billion and they said the servers became millionaires. I wasn't there when Amazon bought out Whole Foods and they said some of the baggers became millionaires. They all had equity stakes in those companies at this inception, and that led them to become multimillionaires. Well, how did they do that? I had a partner of mine, he had got a small piece of equity with A.L. Williams. He was there way back then. And in 2010, I saw high seven figures in his bank account because he was there in the beginning. But what did he do to build that value? Well, he recruited. What did he do? He built a team. What did he do? See, many hands make light work. I'm say that again. Many hands make light work, right? What I understood and what I understand today is that you could get further along, right, in life or in the business with many people. So Bobby Buisan worth $40 million. He told me this in Colorado. He said, the sales process and the recruiting process is the same process. When I was 19 years old, a guy sat down with me in Mellow Yellow, it's a local restaurant. And he said to me, if I give you the opportunity to have unlimited distribution, unlimited opportunity to sell a product, but also I'm going to give you unlimited opportunity to hire or recruit other people, and you have no cap, you have no ceiling on it. Would you take advantage of the opportunity? I said, sure. Because what I knew was that salespeople alone get burned out. What I understand is that salespeople alone get burned out. However, with a team, which is the same process of selling, but adding new bodies, the burnout process is less likely to happen. So when I understand that, I also understand, well, I want to make money in a passive way, right? I want to make money in my sleep, right? See, when you're alone, it's like a car, you're in a 4-cylinder. It's just you. And if one of the pistons go out in that car, your car's on the side, smoking, you got the hood up. In the 6-cylinder, if one of the pistons go out, the car is shaking a little bit. You got a V8, one of the pistons go out, if you will, car's still rolling down the road. You got a V12, one of the pistons go out, you still doing 80 on the expressway. Well, what do I mean? See, the more people that you add or that we add to our teams, the more people that you add, you get further. The more people that you add to your distribution, you're going to get further down the road. So here's the deal. You make money, watch me now, you make money short term selling the product while building a long-term business. And I understand this, Tony, and I want your team to understand this, you can build your client base and your sales force at the same time. Systematically, it can be done at the same time. So I always knew, watch this, I always knew that I was one recruit away from an explosion. Why? Because in 2000, after I think it was 2010, I was selling, 3-4 products a week, was making some good money. And I saw a partner of mine in the gym. And he told me he was going through a divorce at the time and that he needed the product that I was talking about, which was life insurance. And I followed up with him for a couple months, and all of the fortune is in the follow-up. And he said, I wrote a life insurance policy on him and his family. And he said, you know what, my spiritual leader, he said, he want the community to have life insurance. I said, okay. And I set a meeting up with the brother, and I went to their location. Well, before I was done with the presentation, the head guy's wife says, well, how could we join? How could we join? And lo and behold, Tony, 40 people, 20 couples, 40 people joined my organization, and I exploded to the top of the company. So I had proof of concept that not only was I starting to receive passive income, override income, I had a team in place. I knew that that was the route that I wanted to take because that was the route to freedom. Yes, you could sell the product and make good money, but freedom lives in distribution. Freedom lives in team building. Freedom lives in recruiting. And what I'm suggesting to anybody that can hear the sound of my voice, the selling process, the selling of a product and the recruiting process is the same process. You must just have the desire to want to live a lifestyle of freedom, and that comes through recruiting.
Wonderful. Now, you said a lot about your what and why and brilliant stuff thus far, Jamal. But briefly, I know a lot of people, okay, they sense your passion, they sense your motivation, they like what they hear. I have no doubt. They're taking a lot of notes. How do you do it? You've talked about your mental attitude already. What are some of the recruiting tools and resources that you implement that you can share?
Sure. Most people in our industry, they say the least expensive but most productive way of marketing is word of mouth, right? In 2009, I did an article for Central News, and I talked about the power of internet marketing. And historically, right, you could put $1 million in a television ad, but most people don't have $1 million. Historically, people would run radio ads, but that's extinct today. That's defunct today. So we're not putting classified ads in the newspaper either. Well, what tools? Well, with the advent of the internet in 1996, and now with social media, we capitalize on the no boundary reach through the internet and through social media, using the tools to attract and get attention to what it is that we're doing. When unemployment is still high, and I can market and use and I can use social media, or I could use the internet to attract people to make additional income, that's a tool for us. When not only can we master the art of referrals, but again, using not just the 3-foot rule, not just again referrals, but being able to use the tools that can the lady here used the term earlier, that can hyper explode your reach. And so I use the internet, or I use social media or certain platforms to share who we are and what we do. See, so out of quantity comes quality. Out of quantity comes quality. So when there's no boundaries on our reach in terms of marketing, then you're gonna attract the people that you're looking for. We use the internet, Tony, as a source and as a tool to attract more people, to have more eyes on what it is that we're doing.
Got it. Awesome. So you mentioned also referrals. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Because I like how your starting point is kind of like the old school radio and TV, and that's become obsolete. It's more social media, internet. But can you mention also about referrals?
Yes, sir.
Can you talk about that?
Sure. I'll actually give you exactly what we were saying. So one thing I learned when I used to work at AOL Time Warner. And one thing I learned before closing the sale was you had to secure the deal before upselling another product. So we would secure the credit card, close that sale, then upsell them. So just in case they backed out, you had already closed the deal. So for every home, and this is a little different now in virtual world, but for every home that I sit in or was sitting in, here's what I would say to them after closing the sale. I would say, Mr. and Mrs. Klein, give me 3 people that you know that you care about the most that need to hear this information. There are 3 people that you know that you care about the most that needs to hear this information. And then they may look puzzled, and I may help them more along and say, maybe your brother or your sister or your friend or your cousin, and they'll say, oh, my brother or my sister or my children or my neighbor. And I'll say, great, well, let's get them on the phone right now. And let's tell them what we did for you, and we'd get them on the phone. And I'd set an appointment immediately from the appointment that I am presently. And so we call that process linking. I never leave a home or never leave a client or never leave a prospect without them giving me 3 people that they care about the most that need to hear that same information. And they are proud to give the referrals. And we do that, Tony. And when we do that, we never run out of people to talk to.
Wonderful. So what is your conversation like with a new recruit? You get, because you found me through another friend. So you kind of took the referral route. You got my name really from, I think it was from Everett, and we connected and talked, and we built a friendship. But what do you say? What is the actual words you say when you are recruiting someone that doesn't know you from Adam? How does that work?
Well, I put it to you like this, again, going back to what I said, Zig Ziglar said, giving somebody what they want, and in turn you get what you want. Succinctly, if I got a 10 to 20, 30-minute conversation with somebody because I was referred to them or they was referred to me, I want to find out what they want. Hey, listen, if I can show you how to have $500,000 in retirement or $1 million in retirement in the next 10, 15 years, would that interest you? To say yes. Okay, great. If is your family important enough that you would put a plan in place that will protect you and your family? Say, yeah, okay, great. What's your dream life like? What's your dream home? What's your dream car? What's your dream lifestyle? Okay, great. If I can show you, watch this, if I can show you how to accomplish those goals and dreams, if I can show you how to make that type of money, if I could show you how to accomplish, what it is that you desire, would that interest you? Say, yeah, great. Well, let's get started. So by me finding out, watch this, psychologically finding out what somebody else wants, and you are the catalyst for helping them get to where they want, people are going to follow you. People are waiting to be a part of something. People are waiting to have somebody share with them how to get their goals and dreams accomplished. And because I know that, my whole interest is helping other people get what they want, and in turn, I get what I want. You see on the screen, it says, I want to see my whole team win it. Well, I know that if I can help other people win systematically, the way our business models are, I ultimately win. So we're focusing on helping other people get what they want genuinely, and people are attracted to that.
Awesome stuff. Man, you've shared a lot of great stuff. How do you deal with your time management and selling and also recruiting, running your business? How do you do all
that? There's a book I read, this is 20 years ago, on time management. And one thing I learned from that book, it said that every day God gives us 24 hours. Okay. So he broke it down to into three sections, 8 hours apiece. He said, well, you're going to sleep 8 hours. Now, that never happens for me. I wish I could get 8 hours. I wish I could get 8 hours, right? But you're going to sleep 8 hours. This is what he says. Now you have 16 hours left. And he said, so now you have to ask yourself, what are you doing within those 16 hours? Now I'm talking to you, Tony, just like I was talking to my team, meaning that the way to master time management is to have your life on a schedule. So every day I got a schedule that starts at 6 in the morning. And that schedule, the book says, write it down and make it plain. So I have a schedule from 8 in the morning to practically 8 at night with things to get done. And as I do these things, this is every day religiously. I check them off. Okay, I did that. Boom. I did that. Boom. Okay, at that time, I did that. Boom. And by having that type of discipline, that gives me, we talked earlier, no excuse mentality. It gives me better time management, because here's the reality, just to be even more transparent. I don't have a bunch of time to mess around. I teach this to my 18-year-old daughter. When I got out of high school, most of us, we played around, we messed around. We didn't really get going until our mid-20s, after we traveled all over the country and went to all of the Daytona beaches and the Freakniks and all across these, we played around and did all this. And then we got started late. But then I watched other people who got after it, and they was at 25 with big homes and driving Porsches because they got after it. So what do I mean? Well, you can hear the sound of my voice. You know the time that you wasted. You know the time, how much time do we have? And so that motivating me, Tony, with a goal in mind, I say, look, I only got another 3 years at this speed. So I'm gonna give it all I got every single day, no excuse mentality, with the carrot of the lifestyle that I want in front of me, because I know that at some point I'm going to get tired. And that's why I dedicated a career to recruiting, so that I can have built a business where money and where passive income comes in, whether I get up out the bed or off the couch or in my Florida condominium. The point of the matter is, that's why I dedicated my life to recruiting, to have a no excuse mentality, because I only got so much finite time to get it done.
Amen. Amen. Man, great stuff. Great stuff. And so you agree you have to still personally produce. You just don't. I mean, you do a lot of recruiting. I'm sure what is about 80% recruiting, or 50. What's the breakdown? 50-50, 80-20. What is it for your recruiting as well as writing business? Because I've tried to stress that to people, is you can't just stop writing business, because your team will do what you do. What's your tip on writing personal business too?
You had a slide said recruit, train, and produce. So I aim with you heard these phrases, aim for the recruit, miss with the sale. So I'm always looking to acquire new talent, to hire somebody, recruit somebody, but simultaneously, statistically, they need their product anyway. So I'm going to talk to you about making money. If that doesn't appeal to you, meaning recruiting, joining, all of that, then I'm going to talk to the person about making sure they have the product, the proper life insurance, the proper product that you're servicing them with. So it's a system. It's not just one or the other. It's always both of them. It's always, hey, you want to make some money with us? That's recruiting. Hey, no, yeah, I do. No, I don't. Okay, great. Here's the product. So systematically, I'm always recruiting and selling the product. And I'm in a season now where I make very good money. I live a very good lifestyle. I got the homes, I got the cars, I got all that stuff. I got the investments. But I decided I wanted to, go even further. So I'm focused on building, recruiting new people, and simultaneously distributing the product. Hey, watch me. In order to have a long-term business, you have to make money short-term. If one does not make money short-term, they will not be in business long-term.
Right.
So I gotta move the product, but you move it systematically. I aim for the recruit, miss with the sale.
Awesome. Good stuff, brother. Awesome. Joe, I'm going to give you a hand, man. That was brilliant stuff. And I want to open it up to some questions. I know we're coming close to the top of the hour. Couple questions for Jamal that are out there from the team.
I don't have any questions, but I'd like to say your presentation was well done, and you hit the nail on the mark. As far as building your organization, you have to always look for new blood, new people that you can help. So yes, that structure works from years ago. So I'm a believer in that system, that structure.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you, Everett. Yes, go ahead.
This is Wesley.
Hey, Wesley.
This morning, we received what I called a giant golden nugget. Okay. The only thing is, with a golden nugget, it's worth something, but only if you cash it in.
Amen.
And the presentation this morning was a giant golden nugget. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that golden nugget and I'm going to turn it into the assayer's office. And what I gleaned from this morning was no excuses. Okay. Well, Wesley, the leads are 2 years old. So what? The people are still alive. No excuses. Well, they hang up on me. No excuses. Well, they cuss me out when I call. No excuses.
Amen.
I'm going to take that and move forward. And when someone gives me a reason that, why they can't do something, say, you know what, don't give me no excuses. Either just go do it or go get another job.
There you go. Like it. Thank you, Wesley. Love it. Who else? Good stuff.
Yeah, Tony, I love that statement of aim for the recruitment, but close with the sale. I love that. I'm gonna work with that one.
Good. Thank you. You wouldn't believe how many Medicare Advantage clients are actually selling it now. It's amazing. Look like Russell Newbill. He's 85 years old. He's 20 years into Medicare and he's still out there selling. I think that's incredible. I mean, some of the best agents, Dave Simpson and many others, Randy Standard out of Arizona, are over 65, and some of our best agents. While you're out there seeing your leads, man, and talking to clients, they know a lot of seniors themselves. It's amazing. They own Medicare. Many of them can still want to work. I don't care if they're part-time. Shoot, you got part-time agents that do more than full-time agents. Get that senior that's 65 and older to be on your team. 65-year-olds and older can still do this. 65 ain't 65 like it was when I was a kid. 65 is like the new 50. I mean, so get 65-year-olds that want to roll. I mean, go after it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, Jamal, I appreciate everything you say, and that's very powerful stuff. Just like they said, that's a golden nugget. My question to you is that once you get your recruits, and 400 is a great number. I wish I could get 400. How do you keep your team motivated? What do you do to keep them motivated? Because you get a whole bunch of agents, and then all of a sudden you got all these people. How do you keep them motivated and going?
Sure. Thank you for those kind words, Joe. Quoted our Williams again, he said, no one wants to follow a dull, disillusioned, frustrated, daggone crybaby. He also said, what beats talent, brains, and education? He said passion. See, the passion that you have, beloved, is going to exude to the people that's listening to you, that's following you. This is one really like Tony. See, Tony has his energy, he has his passion, he is the process of a winner. So, if you ever read 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, the law of the lid talks about where you are in your leadership. And so what keeps my team motivated is that I'm constantly communicating with them to inspire them to grow and improve their life, right? So again, he had that slide up that said, recruit, train, and produce. Here's what I know and understand. If I could get the people to inspire you, whether by your goals and dreams or by equity or by building, by entrepreneurship, if you can keep them around long enough, they will become trained and producers for you. So you have to have, or I have to have, the energy, the enthusiasms, the desire, the passion that I deliver to your team, that you deliver to your team on a daily basis, keeping them in tune with the trainings. And over time, you're going to start to obtain new producers on your team. Hopefully that can give you some insight on motivation.
Thank you. That did help. Thanks a lot.
Good job. Hey, guys, I do want to say this. I need y'all to hang on a little bit more. I have some surprising news from Cigna I need to share. So please hang on if y'all don't mind, please. Can y'all do that for me, please? Give me 10 more minutes, okay? Any final last words, if you wouldn't mind, Mr. Jamal?
Man, just thank you for the opportunity, Tony. If I'm one of these 29 people on this call, I'm going to hook my wagon up to your wagon, because you pulling and they pushing, and together you guys can get there further. I know it's a lot of huge things that's going along with the partnership that you've spearheaded with your group and the Integrity and Global. I'm just suggesting that the people that can hear the sound of my voice, the book says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Take a deep breath, get rejuvenated, get re-exhilarated, get reformed, get refined, and take that journey with Tony, because he's definitely going somewhere. And I'm suggesting to you that recruiting and adding new bodies and new talent to the organization is how you get there a lot faster than alone.
Amen. Amen, Jamal. I wish we had more time with you, brother. I mean, you killed it, man. You killed it. I mean, I wrote 3 pages of notes on what you shared, and Brilliant stuff. Brilliant. Let's give Jamal a hand, guys. Awesome. Thank you, Jamal. Appreciate you, brother.
All right. Thank
And
you.
you've been a huge friend.